Hi, we just finished meeting for intonation practice on October 30th, Halloween Eve. And we started with give me a break, which turns into gimme a break. And so you don't have to say a V, that makes it easier. Gimme, gimme a break. And you won't hear the final K because the tongue's going to the K position, but not making a K at the end. So I put that little line there to remind you to hold your tongue in that position, break. And gimme ya. It's going to sound like ya because when I say gimme, the E is a very high position. So remember on the vowel diagram, this is showing the E as in eat. It means your tongue is pushing forward, your jaw is high, and that's the highest position your tongue is ever in for a vowel. E, I, A rises, E, A, ah. So e, I. So any vowel after the E is going to be lower. Give me and we're going to the position where your tongue is low in the middle. So that's why sometimes I call it an invisible Y or a hidden Y, but this is also intrusive. It's just happening from the co-articulation from E to Keep your tongue sliding down and making sound, and a Y will just happen. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Cut me some slack has a similar meaning. Cut me some slack. There's no connections here, so I didn't rewrite it, but you won't hear this T in cut. So cut me. Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I didn't stress isn't. I put isn't that. Isn't that is not emphasized, but awesome is. So isn't that. And you won't hear that T. Your tongue will go to the um, T position, and then when it connects to the awesome, it will make a D. So in a way, we are making the T. It's just changing to a D. But isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? It costs me the same amount as my monthly grocery expenses. So the word grocery, you can pronounce it with a shri or with an S, sri, grocery. We don't pronounce the middle E and make it three syllables like grocery or grocery. So make it shorter, but it's your choice, grocery or grocery. So it costs me, and this is a situation where we don't take time to make the STS combination because that would sound like costs me. That costs me. Costs, and nobody does that. So just skip the T and cost me. It costs me. It costs me the same amount. Same amount. If it's confusing to look at this side, same amount, then look at this side. Same amount as. This T is between two voiced sounds, so it will turn to a D. Amount as my monthly grocery expenses. Now you can see the Y here, but it doesn't matter if you can see the Y or not. It sounds like E, the same as me. So you're going to go from high grocery expenses, and it will sound like expenses. So slowly, it costs me the same amount as my monthly grocery expenses. Faster, it costs me the same amount as my monthly grocery expenses. I hear ya. I hear ya. I understand. I hear ya. Your tongue is very high when you end, and here, it's already beginning high, so just keep it high. I hear ya. And spelling it this way with a YA is how most Americans spell ya. But keep in mind that it does look like YA, ya, but we pronounce it like um, up. It's the sound in the middle. I hear ya. Dude, I can't see where you're pointing. Dude, that's an exclamation by itself. So stretch it out. Dude, I can't see. So this negative can't will sound like a positive can because you won't hear the T, but your tongue still goes to the T position. You just don't release can't. So can't and hold it there. I can't see where you're, instead of a perfect your, just make it shorter and make your You're really just pulling the tongue back and making the R sound, you're. And then pointing, you can make the T pointing, or you can skip the T, because when the T comes after the N and it's in the unstressed syllable, you can just make the N and not release the airflow, pointing. And that's what I did first, so that's what I put here. Dude, I can't see where you're pointing. Dude, I can't see where you're pointing. Do you want to bail? Do ya? Do ya? I'm making the D very short, so I just put a little parenthesis, hyphen, what, a mark there. Do ya? Do ya? Do you want to bail? And bail is almost two parts. Bay, your tongue's very high, and then it slides down and up for the L, so it's bail. If you don't go high enough, it'll sound like bell instead of bail. Do you want to bail? It's a bummer that the concert was canceled. It's a together. It's a bummer that it's not really a connection, but because the TH is coming after the T doesn't have to be in a perfect T position. Knowing that the TH is coming, you can keep your tongue behind your teeth, between them, almost between them, like a that. But that, the, that, the. So you're getting ready for the TH, but blocking the airflow first. That the concert was canceled. No T on concert, just hold the tongue there. It's a bummer that the concert was canceled. You've undercut all of your rivals by keeping the prices low. So you've undercut will connect. Undercut doll, the T changes to a D. All love, you can make the V in of or not. You can drop it and say all your. And this was really your, because I didn't rewrite it. There weren't a whole lot of sound changes, but this one, your with a good or can be shortened to an your. All of your rivals by keeping the prices low. No other connection. So I have to keep it flat before I go up. You've undercut. You've undercut all of your rivals by keeping the prices low. You've you've undercut all of your rivals by keeping the prices low. And if I'm emphasizing low at the end of the sentence, I'll go higher and then come down. Low, keeping the prices low. There. Oh, we didn't do this one. We skipped it so because we're running out of time and I wanted to get to this one. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? So, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Maybe you want to go could chuck wood. It could go back up. But I didn't even realize I just Googled it to find if it was could chuck or woodchuck at the end, but I found out it's Mother Goose. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? As much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. So there's the full poem there, but this one is just kind of fun to say and fall into a rhythm. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Okay, I'll say them without talking. Give me a break. Cut me some slack. Isn't that awesome? It costs me the same amount as my monthly grocery expenses. I hear ya. Dude, I can't see where you're pointing. Do you want to bail? It's a bummer that the concert was canceled. You've undercut all of your rivals by keeping the prices low. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? All right. Thank you, everyone. It's good to see everybody. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.